Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to be hitting quads and hammies. So without further ado, let's get straight into the video. The first thing I do is leg extension and I warm up, usually around 40 pounds, just to get the muscles really, hot. So I just warm up. There you go. Next thing I do is I go straight into the amount of weight. So I think this was around 140 or 160. And I put on my knee sleeves just for extra support. I know that's not a lot of weight, but honestly for me, I really just want to make sure that, my knees don't crack. So I go ahead, I put on my knee sleeves, and then I do 4 sets of leg extension until failure. So just whatever I have left, there you go. And then I go ahead, after that I do squats. So usually with squats I start with 25 as my warm-up. So I go ahead and just do that to make sure that the weight is moving pretty good. So I do that until failure. When I squat, I like to make sure that my form is good. So I go ahead and I just make sure that I'm moving the weight itself pretty good. Never want to ego lift. So I do that up until failure. And then I go ahead and add the actual weight. Now I usually do go heavier than just 45, like the plate itself. But I've been focusing more on my range of motion. So I just do 45s for right now up until I want to go heavier. Once again, put on my knee sleeves just to protect my knees. And then I do 4 sets of squats until failure. Squats for me have always been a really good way to grow your quads, depending on, your form. But for me, I just usually do squats. I burn out with 4 sets until failure for my quads, just because I do want to grow my lower body. So I just go ahead, do that, and then I just stay still at the bottom. And at this point, I was just like burning out. And then I go ahead and I go in with hack squat. I do again 4 sets till failure of hack squat. When I do hack squat, I really want to make sure that my form is great, especially because for me, 2 plates is pretty heavy. So I put on my belt and I just make sure my range of motion is great, making sure I'm really targeting the quads. And then I go ahead and drop the weight down to 1 plate for just to burn out. I do 4 sets of 2 plates till failure, and then I drop it down to 1 set of 1 plate until failure, making sure I'm really focusing on my range of motion. I love that the hack squat is like right next to the mirror, so I'm able to see how the plate is moving itself. Next thing I jump straight into is Bulgarian split squats. Now for Bulgarian split squats, I like to go super heavy. So for me, the heaviest I've gone right now is 70 pounds. Every week I work on going up in weight at least 5 pounds. So this week it was 70 and the previous week it was 65. So there I am contemplating my life, and then I go ahead and I use my wrist straps for a better grip. And then I just make sure it moves pretty good. I like doing these in front of a mirror just to make sure that my form is great. And then there you go. I do a set and then I drop it down till failure. And I do that for both of my legs. So I just make sure my form is great. Use my knee sleeves again just to make sure that I protect my knees. And then I was honestly pretty surprised that I was able to do 70 pounds just because I felt like at first it wasn't moving, and then I was just like, I'm just gonna keep repping it out. So there it is. And then I move straight into hamstrings. So I just use the Hammies machine. I do start off with 100 pounds And I just make sure, once again, focus on my range of motion, making sure that I do it fast, and then I move slowly up, really targeting the hamstrings. I start off with 100 pounds, like I said earlier, and then if I feel like it's too heavy, I drop it down to 85, and then I keep repping it out. And then the next thing I do is the laying down hamstring machine. For this one, I just go ahead, really focus on making sure I feel that stretch. Make sure before you start your hamstrings, you stretch them out. You never want to just go straight into it. Make sure you stretch. So once again, make sure it's moving correctly. And at this point, I was so tired. So I was just like, keep repping. And then once again, till failure. Here's a better angle. I go fast. I felt like it was so light, so I just moved it to a heavier one. I move up fast, and then I drop it down. And then I just do that until failure once again. That concludes my video, guys. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in my next video.